Hey guys, so today I have some tricks for Treant's Nature's Guise. Specifically, if you're playing on the Radiant, the tree placement is a little better for you. Call it balance reasons if you want. But first we'll start with getting into the dire side. So note I'm doing this without any boots and only 1 point in Nature's Guise. So you can do this at any point in the game, minus this blink. I'm just using that to move around the map faster. So one thing you can do, walking into the river, there's no way to do that invisibly without a blink. But once you get here, sorry, you can come into here, you can walk into the pit, and notice if you hug this area, you can actually stay still invisible. Now once you're in here, you can't be seen, so it doesn't matter if you break invisibility. There is a very fine line that you can walk to stay invisible. You have to directly click over to that tree. See, I didn't even get it. But it's not such a big deal because since you're in here, no one can see you, so you have time to just go back invis again. I think it needs to be close to the edge. We'll try one more time. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so you need to be near the edge. And the reason I was trying to avoid that is because if you mess it up and you go visible, you might accidentally step out and be seen. But that's also the risk you take to try to stay invisible. Not that big a deal. Point is, once you get over here, whether you're inside or not, whether you break invis, you can stand here, you can go invisible, and walk out, and walk to this tree. You can just make it to this tree. It's nighttime now, don't worry about that. Not a big deal. You can either walk up here if you want, and here, let me show you real quick. If you walk up here, you could scout out who's looking at these runes, but you can't actually cross anywhere. You can only stay in these trees without boots and only 1 point. So you would only be able to scout around up to here, and maybe if you see them both on the low ground, you know you're safe to walk over here, but just saying that you will have to break your invisibility to cross this kind of area. But what you can do is walk over here directly. You can just make that one too. Now the cool thing is, since they changed it, you can now walk through trees. You can just go over here. If you want to place the ward back here for your team for whatever reason, you do that. You just make it to this tree. And even though it's nighttime, they can't really see me. Right here, you have a chance of being spotted, because you go into vision range to reach the tree. So you kind of have two options. You can hope they're not paying attention, or you can run this way. The tower can't actually see here. Even though you're revealed here, it has no line of sight because these trees break it. Similar to like if I look over here, your tower covers here, but you can't see it. So if you want, you can walk in this angle so that just as you get revealed by the tower, the tree blocks you. So like a bit over here. It's really close. Sometimes you'll be noticed, sometimes you won't. Point is, you can make your way over here, place an even deeper ward if you'd like. Walk over here, make your way up here. Again, you can't cross this without being seen, but if you're here, you can kind of tell that you can see who's there, right? If it's past the laning or past the start of the game, people are in the lanes, you know where people are. If it's the very start of the game before anyone's been seen, most people are standing like by the runes, maybe over here, so you're unlikely to be seen when you break invisibility to get over here. Although I will say there's not really much point in doing this if the game hasn't even started, bounty runes haven't spawned. This is more useful past the laning stage. You can place a really deep ward. How you place it kind of depends up to you, what side you want to see more of. Something like this is pretty good. You can see both entrances. It's pretty unlikely someone hugs this corner, so you'll probably see them walk straight past the tower. You can get a good sight of where people are walking to, or if you never see, say someone died and you don't see them pass through here, you know they either walked bottom or teleported somewhere. Maybe you can spot the courier flying by. So this is a good deep ward to place. Another one is over here, which I'll show how to walk in a second. And then something else I'll just mention real quick. I don't really need to explain this showing you how to walk there. That since you can walk through trees, you can just walk right along the edge. They changed the way the high ground, all of that is. So now you can place some really easy wards right here. I'm just going to blink over here to show you. Make sure you don't place it too close and it'll get spotted. Something like this. This is much better for when you're sieging high grounds, since a lot of people will check this area. They'll put a sentry here to look for your wards. But since this is such a small corner here, and you get a lot of overlapping vision with the tower, most people won't place a sentry to spot here. So placing one here can be really nice. You see how nice the vision it gives you is. This is from that other ward, but it's up to about there. So this is a really nice ward that you can just walk down to, since again they changed the high ground. And you can do this with the other side as well, all the way here, somewhere here. I think this is really good, say around like the 15-minute mark, when the tier 1 towers are down and people are more likely to just walk out of their base instead of just teleporting to the tier 1 towers. This is when this kind of ward is really nice. If it's at the 15-minute mark, people are less likely to check this area if you're not sieging high ground, so you could place it over here if you would like. But the reason I like, the reason I like up here is because from this laning stage, even if say your tier 1 tower is up, then you can still just walk all the way around. No one will have any idea because you're going through trees. You just place it there. Really nice. You can spot people as they come to and from lanes. For some reason, I know that should be a common phrase, but suddenly I feel like I messed it up. Anyways, let's come over here. This side. So there's no, like over here, I did that nifty through Roshan pit trick. If you come over here, there's no way you can do it, right? There's just not enough trees. Even if you try to come over here, I haven't quite tested it yet. I think this could be possible if you have boots and you have more points in Nature's Guise. But for the sake of this video, where we're not doing any boots and just 1 point, you can't make this. You're going to be seen when you walk across here. You can't really do this at the very start of the game, but when you do make it across, let's say the game's been going on and you think you're safely able to get over, it's pretty easy to move around. It's pretty intuitive. You can see like this tree, you're gonna go over there, come over here. What you can do is over here, walk straight down, just make it, go over here, walk over there, boom, ward, same idea as this side, but now you're over here. This also lets you walk over here if you want to place the ward a bit closer. You can't quite make this without getting into the tower range. Like, you could between these two trees, but the tower will clearly see you. So, yeah, you would need a blink, or potentially with boots you could make this one, actually. Should we find out? I don't think you can. I think you would need the next point in Nature's Guise. Yeah, just barely. So maybe 2 points in Nature's Guise would let you. Maybe 3 if you don't have the Windlace as well. Anyways, that's about it for those sides. A quick point on the reverse. Say you're the Dire and you come over to Radiant side. The reason it doesn't work as well in Radiant is you'll notice these trees just, they don't connect. You need a blink to go from here to there. Or you need it to be nighttime where they can't really see this area and you have time to walk over. But in that case, you could sort of do that with any hero by walking through their jungle. Granted, you can go through here, but still, you need a blink to be able to do it on this side. This one's pretty obvious, blink from here to here. It's actually also possible on this side, even though there's a much larger gap, but you have to have the blink. You come over here, and you're going to have to walk down. You're going to break. When this disappears, that means your countdown has started. If you are away from trees for, I think it's 0.75 seconds, does it say here? Yeah, 0.75 seconds, your invisibility breaks. So you need to walk, and when you see it disappear, you're going to blink up here. And you'll just make it into the corner. And now you can walk back here. Never broke invis. Boom, place ward, really nice. You see their entire base. This is pretty good for late game pushes, which is much more likely when you would have a blink and be able to do this. You can walk into... The thing is, it doesn't work in reverse, what I said. You can't come into here, be all stealthy, and then walk up here invisibly. You can make as close as here, and if you have a blink, cool, you could get over. If you can't, or if you don't have a blink, you just can't, simply because there's just no trees nearby. The best you can do is come over here, still invisible. You could place a ward up here. This is a pretty nice ward. I use it relatively frequently. They don't really suspect it. The camp's not blocked. When they play sentries, it tends to be more this area. So this ward here tends to survive. If they place one up here, it tends to get this hill, and the sentry goes somewhere like here, maybe a bit more over here. But this one tends to survive for quite a while. You can see people teleport in, see the jungle camp. This is good for when you're doing Roshan. See a bit over there, see a bit up here, all nice stuff. Anyways, you can't actually make it onto the Radiant side without blinking. But if you do sneak up here, wait, think you don't get spotted, then once you're up here, it's pretty easy to move around. Lots of trees. You can just make it. So once you're up here, you can't go this way. There's not enough trees. But you can go this side. Just turn, barely make it. But once you're here, walk over, come down here, boom, ward. If we look at it from the other side, which is a little bit safer to make it, since you could walk through here, by here I meant like through this outer edge, right? These trees are close enough. Cross over here. If you feel like no one's nearby, since this side will still be difficult to make, but turns out you can. I wasn't sure. I tested it and forgot if I did, but so you can make it up there. That's pretty good. From here though, it's a little tough. Make it here. I don't think you can make this without boots. Oh, I was wrong. You can, guys. All right. Can you make it here? Ooh, you can. Even better than I thought. Okay. It's kind of weird though. Going all the way around. Just walking across. I wonder if it could have just made it. I didn't think it would, but I guess you can. Anyways, once you're over here, you kind of just have to walk down. I don't think you can make this. We can try. Yeah, you can't. But you can make it from the other side, I believe. From here. Once you get over here. Oh, you can. I tested this somewhere. Is it on this side? Am I wrong? Oh no, okay, it's on that side. So you go from that side, you come over here, walk there. That makes more sense, yeah, because you can make it there. Once you're over here, gotta go from this tree to this tree. You can just make it. Make sure you walk directly over, no dilly-dallying. And then, again, really nice ward. You can see a lot of the base. Ignore the fact that this is my base, so I can see it all anyways. You can see what it would cover. Get this whole area. This whole area, really nice ward. I'm sure you're all familiar with warding this high ground spot anyways, but placing it earlier is nice. This just means that it's less likely, right? Unless you're actually sieging high ground, people tend not to check here. So if you place this at any point in the game, early laning stage, I would say this isn't as useful. Say 10 minutes, 15 minutes onwards until someone starts pushing the high ground. These are really nice then because, again, of how much vision you see, you'll spot their rotations. A lot of times people like to smoke on their high ground. Spot the courier, which that's a nerf to Treant. This is one of the reasons he's struggling right now is he can't root the courier anymore. If you get the 90 damage talent, it doesn't matter. You can just one punch it. But sometimes it's a 2-tree respawn kind of game. So you don't really build damage as Treant. If it's late game, it doesn't really matter. You'll have enough strength from the items you buy plus leveling up that you can one punch it. But at that 10 to 15 to 20 to 30 to 40, 40 maybe you can, but 15 to 20-ish, you probably can't kill the courier with one shot anyways. So spotting the courier isn't as useful from here, but that's one of the uses of it. And besides that, of course, you could ward all these other spots, right? I'm not going to go all into that because those are common warding spots anyways. Really, I just wanted this video to be about how to move up and down the sides, how to get these deep wards without being seen. The video's probably longer than it needed to be, but yeah, that's that. Good luck. Woo.